Greetings all! Today, we will be examining the uncommon water flying type Pokemon Mantyke and its relatively rare evolution Mantine, collectively known as the Kite Pokémon. Though they might be among the quirkier of aquatic Pokemon out there, the members of the Mantyke family are still interesting beasts that can take their association with Pokemon like Remoraid and put it to good use in and out of battle.
Mantyke have bright blue bodies with a light blue underside and seemingly no end between their wing-like fins and their torso, their backs adorned with light blue and red markings that are distinct to certain areas in the world. They have a pair of long blue antennae and large black and white eyes, as well as a fairly large red mouth that is often smiling. The evolved form Mantine have an identical body form with a darker blue color to them, as well as visible black gill markings on the underside of their torso. They also have a long, flowing light blue tail, and they can often be seen with Remoraid attached to the underside of their large wing fins.
In looking at the members of the Mantyke family, the most important attribute of theirs that needs to be addressed is their relationship with Remoraid. Mantyke and Mantine represent a unique case of commensalism regarding their interaction with Remoraid, who occupy a very similar ecological niche in their environment.
Remoraid have learned over time that Mantine rarely ever gorge themselves on available food and often leave small scraps behind them every time they feed, making them an easy way to garner a free meal. In turn, Remoraid have grown accustomed to using their small horn-like suction pads as a way of latching onto the soft flesh of Mantine wings, holding on with little difficulty and devouring any scraps that pass their way. Mantine are generally quite friendly towards people and Pokemon alike, and are strong enough to support several Remoraid without slowing down noticeably, and really have no use for their leftover scraps. As such, they don't mind having the small fish attached to them at all, despite the fact that they provide no survival benefit directly.
However, there are a few factors that do make the relationship between them mutual in terms of indirectly affecting survival.
For one thing, there is strong evidence supporting the belief that this relationship has been going on for an extremely long time, as the evolution of Mantine from Mantyke is wholly dependent upon these strange creatures. While this has no direct effect on Mantine, it does mean that these beasts are the key to survival of their pre-evolutions, as Mantyke cannot evolve unless they gain an experience level in the presence of a Remoraid in the wild or in one's party. More importantly, young Mantine have been known to actually observe and fully mimic some of the attacks possessed by their Remoraid friends, including the Bullet Seed and Psybeam attacks. While this too has no direct effect on survival, it does give Mantine an edge over a wide variety of opponents, in turn making them exceptionally useful in battle.
In looking at their abilities, not surprisingly, the abilities of these creatures are related to how they can move through the water and use it indirectly in combat, possessing the Swift Swim and Water Absorb abilities as base abilities, while those that are able to use water as a shield against extreme heat can also have Water Veil as a hidden ability.
Furthermore, when it comes to their stats, in the case of Mantine, it can be seen that these creatures do not have a lot of power behind them and are not meant to be able to move the fastest, but they do at least have decent bulk to them and are able to use the unique skin texture and structure to deflect special attacks exceedingly well. So while most of the base stats are below average for a fully evolved water and flying type Pokemon, their base HP and special defense stats are above average for a fully evolved Pokemon of both of their types, and additionally have the highest base special defense stat out of all water and flying type Pokemon, tied with KairouZ on the former note. They might not be the best of fighters, but these aquatic creatures can still take quite the hit from special attacks and keep on trucking through just about anything that isn't an electric type attack. Under normal circumstances, Mantine are born already in their adult form and thus have access to their full array of powers. When exposed to certain chemical odors, however, such as those from a wave incense, they mutate inside of their eggs and are instead born while still in a larval stage, known as Mantyke.
As such, Mantyke are physically weaker and smaller than Mantine, but are otherwise very similar in terms of behavior and lifestyle.
Mantyke spend most of their lives floating gracefully through the water, though their movements are a bit more sluggish in the Galar region because of its colder ocean waters, and eat any food that happens to float into their mouths. By using their two antennae to detect any changes in the motion of the water around them, Mantyke can usually locate a free meal without having to actually directly hunt. Mantyke are unique in that they are classified as flying types because of the ability to seemingly launch up and out of the water after acquiring enough momentum and then glide back down to the surface, using their broad fins much like wings. This is further reinforced by their ability to learn the wing attack, air slash, and bounce moves, which are normally quite rare to see among water-type Pokemon. They are additionally quite friendly and easily tamed compared to Mantine in the wild, gladly approaching boats very closely without any inkling as to what dangers might await them inside the vessel, and taking part in guided swimming tours with humans that have become a popular beach activity in the waters they occupy. Lastly, Mantyke, along with their evolved form, possess markings on their backs that have been seen to differ slightly among separate regions, which reflect the unique characteristics of their local environment. As with Mantyke, Mantine spend most of their time swimming elegantly but languidly through the open ocean, eating anything that just so happens to float into their mouths. And since their antennae can be used to detect subtle changes in the movement of water around them, Mantine usually have little difficulty in finding a free meal.
Although Mantine can swim exceedingly fast through the water, this is primarily because their rough skin is designed to reduce drag. In truth, their long, broad fins provide very little in the way of forward propulsion.
However, if Mantine do build up enough speed within the water, they might break the water's surface and fly out into the open air, only to glide gracefully back down after traveling more than 300 feet in the air, their fins functioning again more effectively as wings than anything else. Aside from their ability to learn the above-mentioned attacks like Mantyke, as well as a roost technique, this is the primary reason behind their classification as flying types. The elegance with which they move through the water has proven to be quite inspiring to beachgoers, and in many island nations, they are seen as a common reason for why many locals and tourists alike take up surfing as a hobby out of sheer admiration. In recent years, as also already mentioned, it has been noted that the markings on the backs of Mantine actually differ slightly from region to region. It is currently believed that this is the result of differences in temperature and oxygen saturation present prior to their hatching. It is not unusual, though, for Mantine of different origins to swim in large schools together, particularly when the sun is bright and the water is warm.
Though they might be a bit too friendly to be a serious concern in battle sometimes, the members of the Mantyke family are unique troops that can definitely handle the best special offenses thrown at them better than nearly any other aquatic beast out there. It might take some unique circumstances to get them to evolve from an infant state, but they can still take a hit and keep on going, so long as it doesn't involve direct physical contact.
Just do yourself a favor and, if you're ever out on the open ocean and find some of these critters, don't feel shy about going over and watching or playing with them. Just try to hold on if they decide to go for a flight with you on them, lest you fall off and end up meeting the water again in a painful impact that is sure to leave a mark. Thank you all for watching this video. It is always an honor to be able to speak with you all on the subject of Pokemon in a way that brings me great joy and happiness in my work. If you would like to keep tabs on past and future work, click that subscribe button, check out my work on DeviantArt, and don't be shy about following me on Twitter, where you can find pertinent announcements on upcoming work before it is officially posted. Links to both can be found in the video description. If you would like to support my work and help Miguel and I continue to produce more content for you and improve upon our presentation, please visit us at my Patreon page, which you can also find a link to in the video description.
Yep, no.
With that, I thank you for watching and I wish you well.